Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. We had a fun UK session bright and early this morning, about 1 a.m. chat time. We got some good trades out of that. We'll look at that in just a moment. But let's just have a little look at how U.S. markets are going today. You can see everything's pretty flat. There's not too much going on here. Dow, S&P are pretty flat. Oil, gold, not really moving too much. But kind of a typical Monday. We don't usually expect too much out of a Monday. Coming up today, though, in the next couple of hours, we have Bernanke speaking. Just watch for this. This isn't going to be a testimony in front of Congress or anything like that. He'll be speaking at the University of Michigan, but there still could be some volatility out of that, so keep an eye on that, and that'll be in just a couple of hours here, about 2 hours. Coming up on Tuesday, we have the CPI for the UK. That's a decent mover. We should see some good activity out of that. We have retail sales out of the US. Both good movers. Wednesday, we have core CPI out of the US. We have employment numbers. Thursday we have some good ones, CPI out of New Zealand, Philly Fed Index, and then Friday retail sales in University of Michigan. So some pretty good stuff coming up this week. But again, the big one for today will be Bernanke speaking, and then coming into tomorrow, again, retail sales will be a big one. And we'll be live for that, so we'll be in the chat watching that movement. Okay, so here's some updates, some of the things I posted last night or early this morning for the UK session. I'm looking and interested in becoming a buyer on this euro dollar. Now remember, we have a missed daily pivot down here at 131.95. So that's a good, 170 almost pips below current market price. We got to keep an eye on that. I think that level is going to get hit, but I don't think it's going to be immediate. So what I'm looking for is this general area right here. We've got our weekly pivot, which is right here, and that's right about 132.65.70, and then we have 133.00, and then we have a daily pivot here at 133, 15, 16 area, right around there. So what I'm looking for is, I think that we're going to have some pretty good buying pressure right around and even slightly below this 133.00. But what I'm looking for is a reversal pattern. I want to see some reversal candles as we approach this level, and I'll buy off of 133.00 and even as low as 132, kind of 65 area, and just see where it goes from there. So I'm just looking to kind of buy off these levels right down here, but it's going to depend on price action. So I need to see some reversal candles, some nice hammers, some nice things showing me that we have enough of a bottom here to continue up. But 133.00 is kind of my ideal area, but like I said, it could go as low as this weekly pivot, which is around 132.65.70. So just watch for reversal candlestick patterns right in this area and look to become a buyer right down around there. And then we'll be looking to trade up to and test 134.00, and we'll see how things go up there. But we should have a nice 100 to even 130 or 40 pip bounce from these lower levels, so be ready for that. One of our levels we posted last night was we had a nice little range here, because we have a lot of reversal candles here and some long wicks and so on. So we have a nice range on this pound dollar between about 160.90 and 161.75 area, and so we were looking for some breaks of either of these, and you can see that we ended up getting a nice little break of 160.90, and this ran down about almost 60 pips. So very nice little run there. And some group members got some nice pips out of that. But as we ran down here, we got awfully close to this ascending trend line, weekly pivot, lower daily pivot. We have some nice reversal candles right here. So I like this area. Now the only problem is we're a little bit far off of it, about 40 pips. So I like this low that we hit, which was about 160.30, and this has been a significant level before, 160.30. You can see some highs, some lows, all those right there. So I'm looking to probably buy against this area here. We have some nice reversal candles, and we've come right up to that ascending trend line. So I'm looking to kind of buy against that area, but I want to get a little bit closer down to here, down here. So I'm looking probably to get some buy opportunities just below 160.50. Below 160.50, I'd like to buy, and have stops kind of against this ascending trend line right here. Stops below that, and make sure that we can kind of stay above that trend line. And ultimately, I'd like to stay above these reversal candles right here. But I think we should have some nice opportunities right around 160.50, 160.40. 160.50, kind of that general area. So that's what I'm looking to become a buyer at. If we start to break significantly below some of these levels, we have a nice little solid reversal pattern right here, which is around 160, 159. 95. Below that, I think we could end up with some pretty big downside, but we'll kind of play that when we get there. For the meantime, look for about 160. I'll open it up even a little bit. 160, 30, 40, 50, right in that general area is where we're going to want to buy with stops. Again, just down here around the 160, 15, 160, 10 kind of area. Aussie dollar, one thing we're looking at on the Aussie dollar is this is 10600. This is just shy of 10600 actually. This is 105.97. This is my breakout level. Above this, I think we've got a nice opportunity to continue the run up. You can see that there's a lot of resistance here, and I think if we break that 10600, this thing's headed for the moon. We do have Australian employment numbers Wednesday, I believe, and and things could go a little bit sideways until then. We have to keep an eye on that, but I think if we get any type of a move before that, above 10600, 10605, and I'm a buyer, and I'm looking to take this thing up to 10650 and even 10700. But we've got to keep an eye on this little short-term trend line that we've got right here as well. You can see that we've kind of been testing this area, and we've got some some stuff to keep an eye on there. We could we could see a little bit of a break lower, so we're just going to watch for the breaks. We do still have this big weekly trend line right here that that kind of looked like it broke, and then it kind of didn't. You can see right here we have some long wicks, and then this is trying to push back up above that again, but we really don't have a fantastic break of this trend line. So there still is a lot of possibility of a bounce and a continuation down. So just keep that in mind. But so far it looks like we've got levels pretty close by. I'm not sure exactly where I'd want to sell this thing, but I'm definitely a buyer above 10600. And then everything else I'm not too excited about just yet. There's some Swiss franc setups that we'll talk about probably in the daily wrap up today. The gold is really just getting kind of choppy, so I think those are going to be our best bets right now. Euro dollar, pound dollar, and Aussie dollar. I think we have some of the better setups on those three pairs. So let's keep an eye on those. Best of luck, and keep an eye on Twitter for any updates at DayTradersFX. Thanks a bunch, everybody. Good luck, and we'll see you in the chat.